Hey guys, and today we're going to be doing a unboxing of the new Walmart exclusive Commander Cody from Revenge of the Sith. I got this guy from a recent trip to Walmart because I pre-ordered him, but then I saw from Yakface that the figure is actually in stock in stores, so I was like, you know what, might as well just pick him up, and so that's what I did. And now I'm going to show you guys this figure, and it should be fun. So let's get to unboxing this guy. Alright, so looking at this guy inside the packaging, it looks pretty cool. You got a cool bit of accessories, and this is actually some really cool packaging right here. This is more meant to look like some of the older packaging of Revenge of the Sith figures, which is really cool. And then they got the Cody right here. You got this stuff on the back, which you can read for yourself. So, let's get this guy unboxed. So, I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife, so be careful while doing this. Alright, there we go. And now we can get him on out of here. Ooh, and look at that lava. That's really cool. Along with this, which is really nice. And now, here he is. So, I'm going to get this stuff all out of here, so that way I can show you what it looks like in hand. Alright, and here is Commander Cody outside of the packaging, and I gotta say, I'm actually really impressed with this guy. I mean, the sculpting detail that they did is really impressive. And while there's a lot of missing paint, like the stripes here, or if you look at the helmet, there's some missing details and stuff. It's not as much like painted as the old one that they have, but I will say the new sculpting makes up for it. Plus, this is on the Clone 3.0 body, which means the articulation is really good, and there's stuff like the separated knee pads. And yeah, honestly, I'm really impressed with this guy. The helmet looks amazing. I love the sculpt they did for this guy. I mean, I will say, he looks a lot better than some of the older Hasbro figures, which, with this helmet, I gotta say, it makes it the best clone figure we've had in a long while, because Hasbro has always struggled with their clone helmets as of late, and so having this guy, it's a really nice change. But let's get into the articulation for this guy. And so you'll have him look down that much, up that much, and of course there's a little bit of tilt, not too much. And you got a butterfly joint. You got a butterfly joint right here. His arm can go up that far, go down that far, forward, back. The elbow can go all the way up here. Trigger finger hand can go up and down. And on the other hand, it's also trigger finger, which is really nice. And this one goes up, down, well, really side to side for the accessory that we'll go over in a bit. And you got ab crunch, so he goes down that much, up that much. Thigh going out to here. It can go up to here and back. You got a swivel right there. Floating knee pads. Ooh. But you can also bend the knee that much. You can swivel it around. And then obviously up, down. Oh, my bad. Up, down, and swivel for the feet. And here are all the accessories and features that we'll go over in this segment, starting with the standard blaster for a clone trooper that you get with these guys. Surprisingly, they didn't give him the long rifle that some clones have, which is interesting because I would have thought that they would give him one of these, but maybe just didn't have enough space in the packaging. And a really, really cool accessory is that we finally get the Palpatine hologram with this Cody figure, which is one that the archive one, well, not archive, but the old Cody figure didn't come with, which was a shame. But this is really cool. And they actually do have the detail of the little hologram device here. While it's not really painted with the correct details, there's a lot of paint missing, but it's still nice that they decided to give it paint rather than just leave it all blue. So, yeah, that's really cool. Now, one of the features here is that it's a removable helmet, which not everybody likes, and honestly, I don't like it too much because it messes with the overall shape sometimes of the helmet and the scale. But honestly, the helmet sculpt here is really nice, so it doesn't bother me too much. Now, one big thing that we'll go over is that there's a huge issue with this figure, and that is the fact that they gave us a standard clone trooper face rather than the correct Cody face. And what I mean by that is that, like, his hairstyle is a little bit different in the movie, and also he's missing the scar. I don't know why they wouldn't even add the scar. I mean, that's kind of like a huge defining feature of Cody from the other clones, is that he has a scar right there. But oh well, I guess if you wanted to paint it, you could. And yeah, it's just a real shame. Same with like all the missing paint details on here, like missing the black band and the black square in the back. I don't know why they always miss that stuff, but I will personally be customizing that, and I can show you guys how to customize your figures like this in another video if you guys want to see that. So if you do, leave that in the comments below, because I think that would be a really cool, fun idea. So the last feature of this figure is that there's a hole right here on the belt. Now, I don't have a Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I'm gonna just use the Attack of the Clones one here as an example. You know, the Jesus looking one, which, funnily enough, it's almost Easter time. So to all of my Christian brothers and sisters, I just want to say happy early Easter. I don't know if this will release on the day or not, but yeah, I am a Christian, so obviously Easter is really important to me. So I just wanted to say happy Easter to all my Christians, and to anyone else, also happy Easter with collecting your wonderful eggs. But remember, it is important to remember that the reason why we celebrate Easter is because Jesus died for our sins. Sorry, that was a little bit of a side tangent, but oh well, you guys get to learn something new about me, so that's nice. Anyways, I'm going to show exactly what this little hole does. So if I could pop that out of there, with that hole, you can use this and attach the lightsaber to that. Because it's like the one scene in the movie where Cody decides to give Kenobi back his lightsaber before ultimately trying to kill him with Order 66. I think that's actually a really neat feature that they decided to add, so that's nice. Alright, that's all for this segment. So now we're just going to move on to comparing this guy to other figures. Alright, now moving on to comparisons. Here we have the new Commander Cody right next to his good old pal, Captain Rex. And this is the older body before they made the huge change to the 2020 sculpt. And honestly, I will say, this Cody figure is really cool. I think they did a good job sculpting-wise with the new 2023 body. And honestly, it looks like a person is living in it, rather than the CGI basis that they had to go off with, which, honestly, for that sculpt, it's completely fine, because it matches that Revenge of the Sith look, but this one is probably more realistic proportions. Though, this one also beats out this old figure, because of the fact that this one has way better articulation than this. But hey, at least this figure isn't like the older figures where the arms couldn't really go up as much. And here he is right next to his Jedi General Kenobi. This appearance, as shown earlier from Attack of the Clones. And honestly, I think he looks pretty nice right next to him, and they're with his helmet on almost the same height. And so yeah, if you wanted to pair him up to any of your Jedi Generals or any of your Kenobi figures, I think he'll fit in pretty well. And here he is next to the 3.0 clone body Phase 1 Trooper. And as you can see, he scales nicely with all of the other kind of clones in your collection. And you can see some of the sculpting differences between just Commander Cody and a standard clone trooper. So it was really nice that they put all of that detail into the sculpting of this new figure. So yeah, I think with that, we can move on to some posing and final thoughts about this figure. Alright, so moving on to some final thoughts about this figure. I think overall, this is one of the best clone figures ever, to be honest, in the line. To all of the new sculpting details with the chest, where they added the ranking right there, with the jetpack, to making this bicep strap thing right here actually a part of the sculpt rather than just a loose fitting thing. I think that's really nice when it comes to posing, so that way it's not another piece you have to worry about. To the belt having this cool ability to put the Kenobi's lightsaber right there, I think that's really cool. To having the awesome Palpatine hologram to the new shoulders on the O-rings, which is really nice, as well as finally the helmet. We finally have a really good looking helmet. While this figure has its issues with the missing paint on majority of the helmet and some other areas like bicep right here, I think overall this figure is really good. And I really like the weathering that they did on the chest plate, and they did some on the shoulders too, but they actually decided to add some of the black markings, which is really nice. In the older figure, the sculpting was there, but they didn't actually put any paint on there. With this one, it is just printed on. But honestly, I think it's really cool that they added that. Now, I wish they would add more weathering everywhere else, but luckily, in a future video, maybe, I will actually decide to customize this guy myself by adding my own paints and weathering and fixing all the issues with this guy to show you what a perfect Cody figure would look like. So, overall, though, I am really happy with this figure. And, well, I did actually get kind of an issue with mine. It's kind of hard to see, but normally the clone has these 3 lines. The one in the middle kind of got messed up a little bit, so it's more diagonal, as you can see. So it's kind of messed up in that way, but I don't really mind that. It makes mine a little bit more unique. So yeah, I think I'll get into some poses that you guys can see, and then we'll end the video there. And that was it for my Commander Cody Black Series figure review. So if you guys enjoyed this content, leave a like and comment down below. And if you guys want to see me customize this figure in another video, make sure to drop that in the comments. Because if you guys are really interested in it, then I'll make it a video. Anyways, happy Easter, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. For those of you who stuck around this far, enjoy this meme.
Guys, we need to make a new clone trooper figure. What are your ideas?
I'd say let's use that old helmet sculpt with missing paint apps. Or an animated body with a realistic helmet.
What about a proper figure with accurate sculpting and paint? Uh-oh.